Right then, I've arrived at Holford, 10 o'clock. There's a bit of traffic. There was a little bit of traffic, which is to be expected at 9 o'clock in the morning, because everyone's going to work, kids are going to school. But it took me an hour to get there. Actually, yeah, a good hour. I left Weston about 10 to 9. So what I'm doing today, because it's supposed to be horrible weather on Monday, I think, I bet it'll change, but it said it could be raining. And I thought, well, today looks like to be the best day. And tomorrow's not too bad either, but it's sunny with blue sky. There's Holford Green. Now I'll just turn it off and take a picture. Hold on. I think that was on Zoom then, everyone. I'm just going to turn it off and take a picture. It's a sunny day today. I thought I'd rather do this walk I planned for Monday today. I wanted to do it Monday, but I don't think it'll be much fun if it's raining. So I thought, I didn't know where else to go today. I thought, no, do the walk today. It's not identical to what I did on the 7th of October last year, but I'm going to be retracing some of the steps, because I'm starting at Holford, whereas last year I started at Combe and walked up from the village and across to the trig point, or close to the trig point, Black Hill I think you call it, and then down across Higher Hare Knapp. It was quite straightforward actually. Down to Holford, and then back up through Holford, through Hodder's Combe, and back to Holford Green. That's what I did last year. It's gone very quick that year. So today I'm doing part of it in a way, because I'm still doing Holford. Instead of doing Holford, Hodder's Combe at the end-ish, I'm doing it at the beginning. So I'm still actually doing it, but it's in different orders. I've got a thicker jumper on now. It's getting colder. I'm expecting myself to warm up as the walk goes on. I've got a scarf in my bag. I've got a hat, gloves. You've got to be prepared, you know, but I've still got light summer trousers on, which you can wear in the winter if you wore tights underneath. So I'm thinking of getting something like that to wear underneath them. That's what I plan to do. Anyway, I'm going up Hodder's Combe to the fords, all the way along. Walk I've done many times this year already. When I've had the chance, I've been out and done it. Since I've been able to park at Holford, put it that way. Since I've been able to park at my lovely Holford. It's such a treat. I praise my daughter Jolene for organising it, and for Zara and Duncan and Georgia, if she could, for making this possible for me by giving me a gift of a car. So I'm paying for it for a whole year for me. So I've got to sort it out myself after that. We'll just see how it goes. If I can have it for a year and perhaps fit in some camping, possibly. We haven't got the weather for it though. You know, it was different when I had the van, you see. When I had the van, I could camp even in October. So I had heating in there. Anyway, not to worry. We just have to improvise. It's very expensive staying in hotels. You know, you're talking about, God, loads of money. Loads of money. All the ferns are dying down. Now this is just an introductory video. All the ferns are dying down. Look, lovely blue sky. The trees are still doing their best, and I can hear the stream. I can hear the stream running. So we've got a little walk going down to Holford, going down to, this is Combe, going down to the fords, which could be deeper today. I'm still wearing my summer walking shoes. I thought, no, leave the boots for another couple of weeks. You can still use your shoes, your good comfortable walking shoes. Yeah, because these little shoes I bought, I've only had them this year. I mean, they're already getting worn out because they've been well used. Right then, the water's running quite fast, so I'm imagining it to be quite full further up. We might have to do a lot of jumping. Over and out, everyone. I so love this place. I've been out here quite a lot this year. It's amazing. Taking pictures of trees that have known me since I was since my childhood. I just feel so blessed to be out here. I just love this place. You know, as soon as I get out here, and I do like walking this bit on the way out. On the way back, it can seem quite a long way when you're tired and you've had a big hike. But I just love it. You know, the trees are welcoming me, saying, "Hi Sheila, you coming for a walk in our lovely glens?" You know. Yeah, I do love it. I feel very, very, very privileged to be able to walk here and to enjoy this. Now, like I said, I was supposed to do this walk on the 7th of October. Not to remember what happened that day, because as I've said before, I never knew when I was doing that lovely walk on a beautiful sunny day that people were actually being massacred as I was being walking along. I never knew, as I placed stones on the cairn for peace, that people were being slaughtered, kidnapped, and all the rest of the horrible things that were done to them. And I never knew on that day that there'd be a year of horror, hatred and genocide going on. And since that day, Gaza's been destroyed, absolutely obliterated almost. Well, it has been. Over 41,000 Palestinians killed, murdered, unarmed, by the way. Israel was trying to destroy Hamas. They'll never destroy them, they'll just invent a new name. They won't. They've created so much hatred now. It's awful. They've dug their own grave, I think, the Israelis. Of course, it's not stopped. This very week, they've started to attack the Lebanon, where Hezbollah have been supporting Gaza in Lebanon. So they've now, Israeli troops, tanks, have invaded the north of Lebanon. I think over 1,000 in the last few days have been killed. Some Israelis, more Israelis. They don't always tell us how many of them died, but it has been released that more have been killed. And up to 15 high up ranking Hezbollah leaders, Iranian leaders, have been bombed and murdered as they sat in their homes. So Iran retaliated about 2 days ago, firing rockets, missiles to Israel, to Jerusalem, to Tel Aviv, to Haifa, and into north of the border, the Golan Heights areas, I believe. I've been to all those areas, by the way, when I worked in Israel for a while. You know, like lots of students did, of all faiths. We worked on kibbutzes, picking the oranges. Which is what I did. And all faiths were accepted to do this in the summer to help with the harvest. Well, and it wasn't safe then. I went out there just after a couple of big wars with Egypt and Israel. And I left. 72 was a calmer year, thank goodness, the year I was out there. There weren't any attacks, not in the period I was out there. But it started with the murder of Israelis in the Olympics in was it Munich, Germany? Yeah, there was some murder. 19 Israeli Olympians were murdered, and then another war started up in 73. There was a lot going on then, so I went there in a window of peace. But I wasn't scared. My dad was more scared for me than me, because he helped me pay for it to get out there. I was only young at the time, but I had a great time. I've never forgotten that period. And I've got lots of information about my experiences. I even did a presentation once when I was a teacher at the Holt School in Wokingham in Berkshire. I was a teacher there for a while, science teacher, and they asked me if I would do a talk about my... Of course, we didn't have what we've got now. There was no sort of digital stuff to present, you know, not back then. I just had basic photos and a talk, and then the information I had. You know, I think the photos were passed around to see where I worked on the kibbutz and my various trips to Bethlehem, Jerusalem, you know, and all that. We were very busy when we were there. We got up early because it was so hot to go and pick the fruit. We all got up early. We rarely sat round the pool. There were periods of sitting round the pool, drinking tequila, I think it was. You're only young at that age, aren't you? And we got fed well on the kibbutz. We were given a family. Each of us was given a family. So me and the bloke I was with at the time, Ian, me and him went to a family. He wasn't really my lover or nothing. He was just a friend, and he was like a guardian for me. I needed him, to be quite honest, because when we used to walk around Jerusalem, I got offered, and they used to dress as Arabs then. There was no Levi jeans back then, and you literally had blind beggars and people with donkeys and camels. And they offered to buy me off him. So, and we had armed guards a lot, actually. When we went out on the organised trips with the kibbutz people, they always had machine guns in the vehicle, and we had our air raid practice on the kibbutz, because kibbutzes during the 1967 war and the 6-day wars were attacked back then. And it's all part of the excitement when you're young now. I mean, I think. I didn't experience any bombs or shootings. Like I said, it was a window of peace. But, you know, I got to swim in the Dead Sea, the Red Sea, the Mediterranean, the Sea of Galilee. Climbed up Masada, which means massacre, where the Jews were... under threat. They were under siege by the Romans many, many moons ago. And when the Romans, after years, were building a platform to get up on the top of Masada, they found all the Jews had killed themselves rather than be captured by the Romans. So they called it massacre, Masada, in the desert, in the Negev desert. Yeah, I've been in deserts, I've been in oasis, I've been to a Bedouin camp, out in the middle of nowhere where the women are almost separate from the men, and well, you know, I've been under a Bedouin tent, and I have had some really good memories of that place, and lots of, oh God, you know, going in the churches in Jerusalem, the Stations of the Cross, you know, doing all that, and Jerusalem was really very still medieval. Like I said, the Arabs weren't just in Manchester United t-shirts and jeans back then, weren't they? No. Anyway, folks, that's a bit of reflection. I've gone to take some photos. I bet the camera's playing up quite a bit today already. Is it? Yeah.